All right, Ken, how did you come to get to know Steve?
So our Morton Golf Foundation, through Golf and Guitars and all the wonderful help through KNCI, we raise some money each May that we set aside for a lot of different worthy foundations and efforts around the community. When obviously this horrible campfire happened up in Paradise, our board wanted to reach out and do something that we felt like would be of need up there. So we reached out to the principal of the Paradise High School and asked if all of the kids that play on the golf team up there, if there would be a need for to replace all of their golf clubs. And what we found is nearly the entire team lost everything. So they put us in touch with Steve, who is the assistant golf coach up there. Chuck Overmeyer is their head coach. And so over the coming weeks, we're going to have all of the kids and the coaches come down, and we're going to replace, with Cobra and Puma's help, all of their equipment that's lost so that they can, fire is not a good enough answer for them to be able to not enjoy this wonderful game of golf. So they are coming down. These are our first two fits that we're doing today.
And Steve, your story of getting out of Paradise that day is harrowing. If you wouldn't mind, just recount it for us.
Yeah, so November 8th, I woke up and it was just a normal day. And I was due to have my windshield replaced on my company car, and just happened to look outside and I saw the smoke at about 7:15 in the morning, and quickly went onto the website and looked, and it was about a 10-acre fire down in the canyon. Didn't think much of it. And so my son Chase left at that point to go to school around 7:30, and just kind of peeked outside again and noticed there was quite a bit more smoke. And so I looked online again, noticed how the fire had grown to about 1,000 acres. And that's where I noticed also, too, they were starting to evacuate Paradise. So even though we weren't actually part of the evacuation zone yet, being in pretty close proximity to it, being a small town, figured we would also get on the road and leave. So my son came home from school, grabbed my other son who's 3 and my wife, and so we got in the car and left. And to make a long story short, it was about 5.5 hours of driving and only traveling about 3.5 miles, to where day turned to night. The traffic was horrible, obviously.
How did you stay calm? Chase, did he stay calm?
No.
What is going through your mind?
I didn't know. My thought was just keep scanning the area, to where if we saw flame and it was going to basically, if I was going to burn over the top of the car, to where we'd get out at the last second and just find shelter somewhere in an open area to get away from, obviously the fire. So that was probably the toughest part too, was kind of being trapped in traffic. Mm-hmm. So we're just moving inch by inch, foot by foot, and really not having any type of options as far as to escape if we needed to.
And in the meantime, you had to leave your home. You left without packing hardly anything. You don't know what the fate of your home is going to be.
Right. I packed some clothes and grabbed that. We grabbed our dog. Had my son go in and grab his valuables, and he'll let you know what he grabbed.
I grabbed my PlayStation, so that's about it.
Save the important stuff. Yeah. But that was it. That's all the time you had.
Right. It was one of those things where you're not even thinking clearly. You're in shock, the fact that you have to evacuate so quickly. And that's what struck me through this whole thing, was that the fire, it all happened so fast.
And your home didn't make it?
No, we lost our home, along with, of course, I think roughly 95% of other people, too.
Chase, what about, you've got a picture of, this is your car?
So this is a picture of my car, and it's just crazy to see that something that was like such a normal piece of my life and something that I took so for granted, that it could just be gone in in a second.
You didn't wake up that morning thinking that you were going to be chased out of your house by a fire?
I was waking up that morning hoping that I would be on time for school, but...
All of our family made it out safely. We do know some people that unfortunately lost their lives, and we feel fortunate in all this. The stuff we can replace. We have insurance. Of course, there's some things that have sentimental value that we can never replace. Chase's Little League trophies, or my youngest son's favorite blanket that he sleeps with every night, we can't replace. But everything else, my heart just goes out to the people that lost their lives. And of course the ones that are still missing too. But also too, we've been blown away by the level of support. We were shocked by the fact that here we are in Roseville, an hour and a half away from Paradise, and even staying at the hotel we walked in, the second night, and there was just a huge mountain of clothing and supplies and everything else had been donated that people heard because there were evacuees here in Roseville. And just the stories in Chico and Redding, just all the surrounding communities, and it's just spreading throughout Northern California, the nation, just people wanting to help out. Has just been amazing to see that, that loving human spirit is alive and well.
Kind of makes you feel like you're not alone.
Exactly, definitely. And Paradise is going to come back. I have no doubt. I don't know what the timeline is or anything else, but in talking to members of the community, they're strong people. But also too, all this support definitely helps, and we're going to rally together, and it's going to be better than ever up there.
And Ken, thank you for what you're doing.
No,
you guys are awesome.
Can't do it. I know with this, Steve mentioned that they came out and hit some balls yesterday, and that was kind of their first kind of sense of normalcy of just kind of good day-to-day action. So we're hopefully this just does a little part, and we're really excited to be able to do this for them and all the rest of the boys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And how soon are you going to go back to playing Fortnite?
Tonight.
Thanks you guys so much.
Hey, thank you.